want to say thank y'all for joining me today. It's your host, Kingmaly, and I want to thank y'all for watching Original Guys Worldwide TV podcast. And on Original Guys Worldwide TV podcast, what we do is we show the beauty of who we are, we acknowledge the contributions of our ancestors and also ourselves. And what's crazy is when we acknowledge our ancestors, we also are acknowledging ourselves because we are our ancestors. We talk about the beauty about the different aspects that come with being a melanated being. For instance, we pay homage and show love to the different contributions that melanated people have made across the world. Whether you're a Jamaican, whether you're a Haitian, whether you're African on the continent, whether you are a foundational Black American, whether you are a Hebrew Israelite, whether you identify as a Christian, whether you identify as a Muslim, you know what I mean? Even if you're a Black person born in Britain, a Black person born in China, a Black person born in Latin America, wherever you may find yourself as a melanated being or African or Nubian or however you identify, we acknowledge you. You know, we show you love, you know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. Because if nobody don't acknowledge who we are or tell our story or show our love or teach about the contributions we have made, then that'll cause us to be erased in time as a people. So on Original Guys Worldwide TV podcast, we basically show the beauty about who we are as a people. You know, we promote Black businesses and things of that nature. So that's what we do on Original Guys Worldwide TV podcast. So on this episode, I'm gonna be talking about foundational Black American. And I know you probably asked, what is that flag behind you? I'm about to show y'all the flag. This right here is the foundational Black American flag. And what's the foundational Black American flag represents? It represents the lineage of the Black people who were kidnapped from Africa and brought over here to America. However, this also ties into Black people who are indigenous to America, but due to colonialism, our history about our indigenous American languages have been dwindled, you know what I mean, have been taken away from us. Or this FBA flag, Foundational Black American flag, is basically for us who have been brought over here from by way of bondage and enslavement from Africa, and also Black people who are indigenous to America, who have been in America. You see what I'm saying? And the reason I'm rocking with the foundational Black American identity or ethnic or lineage is because if you think about the Native Americans, when you think about the Native Americans, you think about the fair-skinned people with straight hair, or you think about indigenous Americans, you think about the fair-skinned people with straight hair again. You don't think about the Black indigenous people who are here. So why I like the FBA or the Foundational Black American heritage flag or heritage or Foundational Black American heritage lineage is because it ties us directly to our culture. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, that culture we export, like hip hop, rock and roll, R&B, K-pop, country music, you know, everything we export that other people enjoy, whether you're in Africa, China, or wherever you see people trying to rap or that slang or that style that y'all see, that's Black American culture. Or you see people playing hip hop, rock and roll, R&B, all that type of stuff. That's Black American culture. You see what I'm saying? And also, for instance, even our inventors, you know, there wouldn't like modern day development wouldn't be possible without the Black Americans' contributions. We wouldn't have cars without Black Americans' contributions. We wouldn't have, you know, the engine without Black Americans inventing it. We wouldn't have the stoplight. We wouldn't have the cell phone. We wouldn't have the heating and AC that you use to heat and give air conditioner to your place you stay. And we can't forget foundational Black Americans who wrote great literature, like James Bowen, Nikki Giovanni. Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison, just to name a few. Foundational Black American is about acknowledging the contributions that our ancestors have made in America, which make America what it is today, basically. The people who they try to say have no culture, they try to say Black Americans ain't got no culture, Black Americans ain't got no culture. We are the father and mother of modern day civilization. If it wasn't for our ancestors, there wouldn't be no modern day civilization. You see what I'm saying? They say we ain't got no culture. Okay, let's go to our revolutionaries. The reason other people got the wherewithal to fight or stand up against the power, because our ancestors laid the blueprint. Black American ancestors laid the blueprint. For instance, you got Malcolm X, you got Huey P. Newton in the Black Panther Party, you got Bobby Seale in the Black Panther Party, you got Martin Luther King, you got Shahrazad Ali, you got Rosa Parks, you got Harriet Tubman, you got even my grandfather, who was a state senator of Ohio for 25 years. And my granddad is William F. Bowen, formerly known as Bill Bowen, who allowed minorities to get governmental contracts in the state of Ohio when they weren't allowing blacks to get governmental contracts back in the time when my grandfather was a senator. He allowed black people in America to get state contracts when the United States government weren't allowing minorities of Ohio to get government contracts. My granddad did that. You know what I mean? My granddad led the march to Coney Island to desegregate the pool. My granddad started the Black Male Coalition to unite all black people in Cincinnati. My grandfather, he also met with Muammar Gaddafi. He had ties with Muammar Gaddafi, the president of Libya, who eventually ended up getting assassinated in 2011 under the Barack Obama administration. So Barack Obama and the U.S. government got Muammar Gaddafi hit. Yeah. So that's what. So Foundational Black American is about. It's about us laying claim to our lineage and identity and culture, in which we have created since us being here for over 500 years, or the indigenous blacks being here for since the beginning of time. You know what I mean? Not saying that we don't descend from Africa. Our life started from Africa. Africans migrated all throughout the world. Melanated people have been on the planet for millions of years. But I ain't about to get into all the historical facts and things of that nature. I'm talking about specifically foundational Black American lineage. Everybody say they ain't got no culture. They ain't got no culture. Like I said, go back to our revolutionaries. You know what I mean? H. Rap Brown. You know what I mean? Even when you think about Pan-Africanism, there wouldn't be no Pan-Africanism without Marcus Garvey coming to America and coining Pan-Africanism and building Pan-Africanism off the black backs of foundational Black Americans. Pan-Africanism is what it has become because of foundational Black Americans.